guys, in this video we are trying to learn about loops in Python. So there are two types of loops. One is for loop and another is while loop. Actually, loops are allow you to repeatedly execute a block of code repeatedly until the condition pass. So let's see about the loops in Python. First we have for loop. Let's start with a for loop. Let's start. So use For loop is an iterative for over a sequence. It's used in like a dictionary or list or tuple string or any even we can give a range. It runs a predetermined number of times based on the length of the collections. Let's take a dictionary like fruit and let's give some items apple and orange and grapes and we have three elements in a fruit column, so it's a variable created and we have learned this in data types. So let's see how loops helped here. So I'm using here for now I'm using for loops for okay for not for an it's for loop. So let's for f fruits. Here I'm using the same variable name here. So I'm using the same variable name here. So hope it work. Fruit, okay, fruit in fruits. Now here fruits, here it should be fruits because here fruit is an variable we are taking and fruits is an variable here already exists. Let's, if you want, just copy and let's paste here. And I want if it's true then it should print the fruit. Okay, then let's execute the code. So here we can see every block, like every data type or like every item has printed separately for us. And we can even here give here range or we can do anything. So this is for loop where we can use on dictionary, and even in the place of fruits we can use list or other items. And for using there are more things known as built-in functions in loop. In for loop, one is range. Using a range function, the Python range function generates a sequence of number. It always starts with 0 by default. So let's make another for loop i in for I in range. Let's keep a range of 4 and let's print the I. So it will give not id I. So print I. So here what happens, we are not using any dictionary here, nothing. We are just using a I is a variable where it will starts with 0 and we are giving a range of 4, and it should compulsory it will start with 0. And let's run it. And here we can see 0 1 2 3 4, and here range 4, the 4 is not taken here because it will end before the 4. It's just like less than 4, not less than equals to. And it is by using the range. Even if we want we can just add more for it. So these are the loops in Python, and we can use, there is one more loop known as while loop. Let's okay let's let's comment this out. So while loop, I use a while loop to execute a block of code, a code block, as long as the specific condition evaluates to true. It is an ideal when you don't know the exact number of iterations be, beforehand. Uh, for while loop, like, so we are using while, and next we are giving a like a condition. So until the condition is true, the while block will be run. If the condition is false, it will literally skip the entire block of while loop. So let count is equals to 0, and we'll start while count is less than 0, not less than 0, it should be less than 3. And let's print count. And and here, if we want to, if we just run this code, it is known as, here the code will run for infinite till the it will till the time is run out. The code will run time for entire time, because here we are not here for like a for a built-in function range. It won't use anything, so it will just run for so many times. So here count, it will be 0, and it will run number of times. So here we are adding a one more statement to increase count for every time. Count plus is equals to 1. So it will first check the condition. Yes, it's of course 0 is less than, it is true, it will print the number 0, and then it will add and it will go back for while loop. So here the code executes from here to here. It is one of the conditions where we can use while loop. And while loop is mostly used to print even numbers or odd numbers just by adding here plus 1 plus 2. And we can just give, I want like from 0 to 100, 0 to 10 natural numbers or even numbers, we can say. So I'm just giving 11, because it won't consider 10, it will consider till 10. I want till there, so let's run it. Okay, I have got every natural even numbers. And if I want to odd number, just start with 0, just start with 1, and you will get all even numbers in the way. These are the odd numbers and these are the even numbers. So we can print numbers like this. Control. And let's talk about loop control statement. You can alter the flow of the loop while using control statement. For example, there are some built-in functions known as break, continue, and pass. Let's talk about ease. One is break, another is continue, and another is pass. So these are the three built-in functions, like they have a power to control the whole loop. So let's use break for num in range 1 comma 6. So here, if we didn't use this thing, like if I use just normal range equals to 6, it will start from 0. I don't want it to be start with 0, so I will just start with a range like 1. So here the number is 0. So it should print like till 1. So print, so like, let's keep an if statement. If num is equals to 5, and I want it to break, and then it should print break, then print num. So let's see what happens. Here we can see here there is a range of 6. Like it can, even if there is no break statement, and if there is no if even though there is an if statement, if there is no break statement, it will give us the output as 5. So due to the break statement, it will just pass the entire code further. So break statement is used for this, to just for exit the whole loop just for once. It won't run the loop again. It is one of the useful built-in functions in break. And let's use for others. Let's print here, and in place of break, let's type continue. Let's print it out, and let's check the range of 8. It is more applicable for us. And let's Now let's send the code. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So here we can't see the number 5, because if the number is 5, it will continue. Here the continue means it won't continue this, it will continue from here. It will again start from number and it will increase by default, because we're using 5, and in range means which it will add one number to it. So it will add one more number, it is 6, and it will start printing from 6 and 7. These are the one of, and it is also one of the best continue, because if you don't want that number to be exist in your consistent code, or if you want, if you're doing something, if you're doing working with list, and if you don't want a password shouldn't be starting with 0 and you want to delete them, you can use continue, so it will show the other outputs. It is good for us. And another is pass. It will just pass the whole statement for it. It's also one of the best built-in function. And these are the loop control statement we are using in Python, using for loops. And another thing, there is an else causes in loops. Python supports an optional else block at the end of the code. The else block executes only if the loop finishes normally. So if I want to make a loop for x in range, x in range, and let's keep the range 3, and let's close it, and I want to print x, and here there is an optional statement where no one will say, it's else statement. If you don't want to just run this, you can just keep else, because it will run after all. It want to, and I want to print like loop has been finished, has finished. So here after the execution of the loop, like for loop, if the for loop is executed, if the printed like 0 1 2, then it will print the statement. Let's run it. Here we can see 0 1 2. After that, it will execute from the loop, and then it will start, like Python loops are finished. It is one of the built-in functions where it is used very rarely. It's a good. And there are one more things known as nested loops. It is one of the most useful loops. And one thing, nested loops are the loops where there is will be a loop inside a loop. For example, for I in range, I want to keep 1 to 5, and just close it. And for j in range, it should be I, and let's close it. And I want to print the number I, and I want a gap, small gap. And if I print like this, so I'll get numbers like this, like 1 1 2 3 3 3 4 4 4. I don't want to be like this, because it'll just take this as a row, and this will be column, or this will be a column, and this will be a row. So now I want to print a gap. So here nothing. If I had written this, it will just broke the line. So let's print it out. Okay, let's save it properly, and let's clear the output so that we can visual at start. So let's run. Okay, we can check at starting it's 1, because it will start 1, and I the range is 1. Then it will break this statement, and it will print a gap, so it will come to here. And for range, we are using a built-in range. We are using range, so it will increase one of the values, so it will be 2. And here 2 2 will be printed, and it has a range of 2, means it is first it will do one time, and then it will do second time, because it's two times. And then it will print after the break, this block will be broken, and it will print a gap, and it will come to 3. It will run for 3 times, and another, so till the number have changed, it will print that many lines. It is By using these nested loops, we can print stars, or we can print upper triangle, lower triangles, etc., etc., which are useful for coding. So these are the nested loops in Python. For more, we are using. For more, we can see more questions about it. So guys, in this video, so these are the loops in Python. So if you want to make further more, we can create more projects on loops. Like let's create a number guessing game by using only while loop. So let's start it. So let's start a like a random number. So we need a random number. So let's import some files. Import random. Here import statement is an built-in function where we can import some packages or some packages where is known as random. It will generate a random number and I want a, so let's give an variable secret secret number. It should be rand int, and let's give a range of 1 to 20. So here it will just take a random number from 1 to 20, and we just it's so it will just take a number of 1 to 20. So we got a number and from the random function, and let's create an attempts how many times we can do. Well, let's give a number of 3. There are total of 3 attempts, and we can, and let's start with while loop, like while attempt is greater than 0. Here the attempts here is good because it's 3, and here also it's greater than 0, of course, and we it will decrease for every attempt we have done. So let's like create a variable guess is equals to int, and it should, we want to take an input. Let's enter a number, enter a number, and here it's the guess is the number we are giving to it. So if guess is equals to secret, let's print this variable so it makes our time more valuable. If they both are equal, then it will print correct. So here let's see from first. Here secret number, it's a number which will like the computer will take a random number from the range of 1 to 20, and we have 3 attempts and we will should guess a number. Like if it is, just take an example, if the secret number is 3 and I have given an entire number like 4. So if they are equal, it will say correct. If they are not equal, let's let's go further. Let's print, let's make elif, and if my guess is less than the secret number, then print too low. Let's comment this. Okay. Oh, too low. So if my guess number, like if I have given 3 and the secret number is 4, and 3 is always greater than 4, it will say too low. The number I have taken is too low. And let's create another one. Of course, if these two are not possible, there is only one thing. Let's create else, and it should print too high. Even though it's just a one number, it will just say too high. And After this all have completed, I have only 3 attempts to make it, so I want attempts should decrease to 1 every time, and I should print. So guys, due to some technical issues, my screen went off. So I have written the code like from starting, and I just realized that my screen recorder was off. And after like done, I have done some changes in if statement, because if it prints correct and it without these attempts, it will if think I have 2 attempts, and it will start from again, and I should guess the number again. So it is one of the debug I having. And I have done so many things. I even kept break statement, but it breaks only this, and it will just print this. So let's run the code. Okay, it won't run here. Just run the file. Let's give a number 10. It's too low, which is means 15. It is too high, then it should be 13, maybe. Correct, game over 13. So that's we have done. Actually, here we can see we have done so many trials, and I have explained this all, but the recorder, the it wasn't recorded. So here we are just seeing a value here, where even though it's a if I have guessed a number and it was said correct, it's asking a number again. So here I have done some things like I'm used a break statement to break, but I have forgotten that if even it's too high, I have kept here break also. So it is one of the error from my side, and another is it the file doesn't take here, and then I have run again, so running compulsory. So here we can use like built-in while statements, import, and these are the some files we can do, or we can even do password strengthen checker by using for loops. It will check until the password is strength or not by using only. It's one of the best thing we can make by using loops. Loops are very good in Python. We can make so many things, and we can use Fizzbuzzy challenges for using while loop. Let's try to create Fizzbuzzy challenge. So in this thing where I want to just delete it, and let's create a for loop for let's create a variable num in range. Let's give a range of 50 numbers. So it should be 1 to 51. It not be 50 because it won't consider the last number. So it will every time it will check the first number. It will check first because the number is divisible by 15 or not, and if it is divisible by 3 and 5. Okay, so let's start with an if statement. If num is divided by 3 and it's equal to 0, and let's create bitwise operator and num, and if it's divided by 5 is equal to 0, then it should print phase buzz, or elif if the number is print divided by 3 is equal to 0, and I want to print only phase. And let's take elif number is divided by 5 is equal to 0, then I want to print it like buzz, else print num. So this is a phase buzz challenge. It's just like there will be a number, just they will give a number. We should check if it's divisible by 3 and 5, then it should print fizzbuzz. And if it is divisible by 3, it should just say fizz the first four letters, and the last four letters for if it is by 0. And we should just say the number, and it's one of the childhood game. So let's run it. So see here we can see the numbers which are divisible by 3 and 5. They are giving us Fizzbuzz like 15, which will comes under 3 and 15, 3 and 5 table also. So it's one of the best games at that time, and there we used to play a lot. So it is one of the game. So here like this we can make so many, and let's create a number or a stars by using nested loops. It's one next project. So here we can, let's just remove this. Okay, it wasn't removed. We can remove from here. Okay, it's removed. Good. So let's try to make some things in by using loops. Let's try to make right angle triangle. One of my favorite. Like just give rows equals to 5 for I in range 1 comma rows, and just remember to keep plus 1 because rows is 5, and we should consider the last row also. And for j in range, it should be I, and I want to print the stars, not the star, and with end is equals to space. And I just want to create a new line from here. So I hope it will just give me, let's create this, clear this outputs, and let's run this. Oh good, it is so it is right angle triangle by using for loop, only by using nest, even though in for loop we are using nested loops. In the place of 5, let's print, let's take input, no, int input, because Python will take int as string. So cautious for about it, be cautious about it. Okay, sorry. Let's enter, and let's take number 9. Even though screens of 1 2 3, okay, it's there 9. I have built in my code, I know my code. So it is good, and I want to make another row, reverse row. I want to like inverted right angle triangle. A number of stars starts at maximum and decreases with each row. Just think, we're making a like, except this, except this block of code, everything remains same. We just want to change the columns. Like here, rows will be columns, columns will be rows. Like it will just invert. So rows, rows, come on, -1. So here what happens is it will start counting from backwards. Here rows the number we have given, and it will from like, if the take, just take an example as rows equals to 5. It will like 5, then 4, then 1. The number I have given is -1, so it will decrease one number from it. So it will just print like it works like this. Let's take an input. Give an input 8. So yeah, it's 8. Uh, Okay, it's inverted. So it's just these types of stars we can create, or let's try to make a triangle by using for loop. It requires a inner loops to handle both empty headings, heading spaces and stars at center line. So let's take an example, same example, but I want to just recreate it. It's Control Z. Okay, so here I'll just get some gap. Yeah, with in the place of okay, let's get the place of stars. I want some gap. for I in range, rows minus I. So it will, and I want to create one more thing for k in range 2 into I minus 1. So, and I want to print star in it, a star, and it should be a cap. Hope it works. I think so, because even though I got this in my exam, I'm very scared of it. 7. Thank God. Okay. It printed a triangle by using this, and it's one of my scariest code because it took me a more time just to keep it. And one of my favorite code also, and here I think it will just, yeah, of course. Yeah, we won't get any spaces, but if you go here, we'll get some things. Like there are spaces here, even we can't see. Like there are spaces because here the space, every space in Python has its own ASCII value. But here, if I want to double tap, it will just create because there is no space. If I just backspace here, it will just these lines will come here and there will be some gap. Like if I just remove this, now I think you can understand more quickly. And I want to just make it small, so I'm just entering a small number. Let's take it with 3. See, we can see some gap here. This gap I was talking about. So to make it good, I want to print a gap. So guys, these are the loops in Python. We have seen so many, like 20 years, 6 examples in on loops, the projects we are making. So in the next video we can go further in Python. So thank you guys. So let's a user to store multiple items in a single variable. For example, let's take a variable my list and let's give values like apple. Let's give the values of fruits, apple, comma, orange, comma, another is grapes. And in this variable, my list, there stores 3 values. One is apple, another is orange. O R Another is orange typo error, and another is grapes. This is the form of list where we can store multiple datas, and we can even store integers and boolean value. And if we print the list, it will just print the list. So we can use print, sorry. So we can use print and the variable we have given, print my list, and we can just run the code. It will gives us true apple, orange, cherry, grapes, and cherry. So if we run it, we will get apple, orange, grapes, true, and true. This is a use of list, and we have so many built-in functions. And let's go into it. List items were ordered, changeable, and allows duplicate values. And items in list are index. First item's index is 0. For example, if we want to print the first item apple, we should keep a square bracket and we should index it. Like examples, for example, 0. Indexing always starts with 0. Apple has indexing of 0, where orange has 1, and grapes has 2, it has 3, and so on. If we print it, it will give us nothing. Why? Okay. If we run it, it will give the first of first list, first item in a list. And we can use also negative indexing -1. It will give us the last value, which is true. Okay, let's save the file first. Let's run it and let's run. Okay, we'll get the answer 2. This is one of the built-in functions. These are one of the built-in functions of list where we can use indexing to get a variable at which place, and let's its order. The items in list have an defined order. Ordered will not be changed. Its new items it added, it will add at last. We can see it further. So our next built-in function is length, to check length. So in this we are using print, and we had a built-in function known as length my list. We can use this length to length function to just see the size of the list. And if we save it and run, okay, we can see 5 because there are 5 subjects is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 objects in it, like there are 5 items stored in a single variable. This it is one of the best way we can check more datas. Like if we have more data, it is very useful to check how many datas we have, and we can also see the data type by using just type type type. If we run it, it is class is int because list always changes the whole items into list, and this is in list format where it is also built in Python, where you can, okay, wait 1 second. Where you can check it, where you can use it for storing multiple variables. And let's go further. If we take in the square brackets and kept normal, let's change this. Wow. Let's add the bracket. And if we, in the place of type, if we kept list, here this build function list will change the whole set of data which not in squared brackets, will changes it into the squared brackets. For example, it will changes into list. Let's print the list. Now print. Okay, let's save it and let's run it. So we can get square brackets. So when we can use it, we can use whenever a data set is not in list or not in list where you want to convert them in list, so you can change the data. Then you can use list function to change the whole data type of the data type of a thing data type of this thing. And next we have accessing list items. How to access a list item? You have already seen by using indexing we can list, and there are some built-in functions where known as range. We can even set range like my list. Let's, in square brackets, let's give it as like 1 is to 4. So here the range is 1 is to 4. Here was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 objects actually, but indexing will always start with 0. So we there are 4 here. So one, it won't print apple, but it will print orange. It will print grapes. Where 2, it is 3. Yes, it will print, but true, it's fourth one. It should print, but it won't because here the last number won't be represented in Python. If we run it, let's see. Here orange, grapes and apple. Grapes and 2. Only these last 3 have been printed. Orange, grapes and 2. These 2 have been words. Orange, grapes and 2 are printed because we have set a range for it, so it's known as range. And even if we want, we can just remove this 2, so it will print our first 3 up till 2. So first it will print a till 4 till 2. If we run this file, if we run it, we can see grapes, orange, apple and 2, because the fourth, here the fourth Fourth indexing is 2, so it won't print. And we even can remove this 4 and we can just add here 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, it will just print this 2 from it. See, it will just print this true. So it is one of the useful for us to get a range of a some data we have given. and and even in this range we can even use negative functions like -4 and -3 and -1. Let's save it and let's run, and we can get grapes comma 2, where last two are like grapes. Of course they are 2 because here the numbering will start from grapes and 2 because they are last two items, where -3, -1, -2, -3, -3 is grapes, and -2 is 2. And we have discussed last time, -1 is not considered, so true won't be true won't be true in the uh, true won't be printed. Even I can use in operators to check if items exist in it or not. For okay. In further we can go to changing list items. Here we are going somewhat step further. So we have so I want to take this 2 and I want to keep a fruit name like banana in it. So we are first we should take the variable name my list, and let's give the indexing number 1 0 1 2 3. So it's 3. Let's give its number 3 and equals to banana, and let's say this, and let's print my file. So let's print my list. Here we can see it changes into true. So this type of indexing is used. This type of changing, like we can index a variable, we can by using a variable in index like or a number, we can change the data, we can change the items in it. Here banana is like true is changed in place of banana. It is used to change any item. And insert, we can also use a built-in function known as insert. Let's clear this out. Print, let's print insert. We should like my list dot insert, and we should give the indexing number where it is 3 or 4, 0 1 2 3. It's 3 3, and give the indexing number banana, item name banana, and let's print the list. Wow, so in this case, we are get the output we are getting will be none because here insert will change it, but it won't give anything to the variable name. So we should remove the print function, and we should remove this bracket. Now print my list. Let's print it out. So we're getting banana. Here the insert function is a good thing where it won't change any data for us. Like for example, in insert, here the place we have given is 3. So it will just change like shift the 2 to the position of 4 and creates a new indexing 3 where it will keep banana. So the length will be changed to +1 while using index. It is used to add items in it so that we can use it furthermore when we need even our old data. So insert is also without replacing any of the existing value, it will just add it. Another example, let's go to further. It is known as add. Add an item to an end of the list. Use the append. Append is a index append. Let's run it out. Let's see like this. Let's my list dot append, and let's give the variable name as coconut coconut or cocoa, let it be, and let's print the variable name my list, and let's run it. So we can see the here append is used is append will add the item we have given. You given it on the last, like -1 on the place of -1. Append is used in this way. It will just add this cocoa in the last where you want to add at the last. It will use append. We can use append. Like also there is another known as extend, where it will append. It's also like an append, but it uses on two lists, not on items. Like my list one is equals to, let's copy this one of the function, one of three, and let's print here, and we check. Okay, and let's use extend on it. Let's use like my list dot extend my list one, and let's print my list. See, we can you see here the second second list was came at last. Same as here, by using append, the last item has came in the first list. Here the second list came at the end, very end of the first list. It's used to combine any two data sets we needed. These are the useful. Till now we have learned length of the thing, and we have learned indexing, we have used type, we have used list, and we have using accessing items, even with negative indexing and range of indexing, and change item list and inserting. We have also used add, we have also used extend list, and let's now use an let's now use an built-in function known as remove, where it removes the specific item from a given list. If there are any more than one item with a specific value, it removes the first occurrence. For example, let's in between two, I want to keep another apples because I love it, and I want to remove the apple now. My list, my list dot remove. Let's keep apple, and let's print apple. Sorry, let's print my list, and we can see the first occurrence of apple is removed, because remove function will always see one of the one where the first occurrence will be removed and second occurrence will be stayed. It is one of the drawback in remove, where it is also good for us. And another, we have delete of built-in function, where also deletes and the specific item, and it can be delete the whole list also. In place of remove, we can just keep delete, and in brackets we can just remove this apple so that it will just clear. In even we can use clear function. Let's do that. Let's clear the whole list. Here, see, there is no item in it, because because of the clear function, the whole items in it are removed. This is one of the built-in function, And we also have short function where sort is short. It short is used as ascending and descending order of a list. For now, there are so many types like we have string here, we have integer, we have boolean and another string. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. So there's string, int and boolean. Let's print it out. Okay, here it says that it won't works on boolean, so let's remove the boolean. Let's think still we're getting because it should be only int or string. So short is only used on only store like only integers on integer data set or only in strings data set. So let's use in strings. So now it's short on ascending order. In it's ordered on alphabetic order, or we can, if we want in descending, we can use reverse is equals to in true, reverse equals to true. Now let's run it. It will gives us the reverse value, reverse list of our list, because reverse is also used in descending. So these are the Python built-in functions in it. We have seen so many built-in functions, so let's recap it. We have seen length of the list items, and list items, a list can be of any data types. List, and we have seen type of the list, and we have seen list which will create the, which we can use on any dataset to change it into a list, and we can access list items. Print, like print, we have also use an indexing, like in this list items are indexed and you can access them. And negative listing, of course, we have seen, and still add and remove, we have seen pop. Okay, pop is one of the built-in function where it removes the specific value of exists in this. It does us by using indexing value. We can remove an element like pop. In the reverse, we can just keep it 1. And let's print my list. Here 1, 2. So orange, its one, its value, its index value is 1. So it was removed, and apple and grapes are there. So this is the useful thing in pop. It will just remove by using the index value. So guys, these are the list in Python. So we can also use so many things. Let's clear the list and let's go into another data types known as tuples. Tuples also same as list, but the tuples are a collections which is ordered and changeable, and they are written with round brackets, not as a square brackets as list. So for now, let's create a tuple. Same variable my tuple is equals to in round brackets. Let's keep same apple, orange, and another pineapple. So it is tuple. Let's print the tuple, and let's copy this and let's see 2 to 3 billion functions here. This is for type, this is for length. Let's use for type, and this is for length, and let's print this out. See, tuples are also a data type. Let's clear the more output so we can see it clearly. So these are the tuples, and its class is tuples. It will change every data type in it, like string, integers, or any boolean. Even here we can take 3 things in it, and it has 3. three items in it, one, two, three. If we want, even in tuple, if we want to access this item, we should use indexing ordered. So let's go further. We can use indexing later. Here, items are ordered and unchangeable and allow duplicate values. First time has first item has also known first item, of course it has index 0. Second item has index 1. In ordered, it means the item has a defined order that order will not be changed. Important. So I want an second like orange to be printed in my thing. So let's give it number 1 indexing because 0 1. So orange has an indexing of 1, and let's clear this 2. Let's print this out. We'll get orange. Orange has an indexing of 1. This is the use in tuple. As I said in list, the same things will be happened here. For but there is an important thing to be listened in tuples. When we want to create a tuple with one variable, not one variable, with one data type, one item, we should, let's see one example. My tuple type. So I want to create another tuple. So let's print this out, and it should be one. And let's create the tuple quickly, and it should be one. And we should give tup comma. So here it shows. So as for now, it will shows just as string, but here it will shows me tuple. Means here the thing I want to say here, that when we kept a comma or this comma at last, it will change the whole data type into a tuple. So if we didn't keep anything, it will just as a normal. It's known as just giving a variable. We are just giving a variable its name or its something, so it won't changes. What? So we're getting error multiple one is not defined. Okay, we have changed one. My tuple, and I have seen now. See, we can see class is string and class is tuple. So this is one of the most important thing in tuple. When we want to create a single item variable in tuple, so you should keep an comma function comma thing at last. That's it, and we can use everything as in list. So these are the tuples we need to learn in Python. And we can use indexing every type of indexing, like native indexing, normal indexing, and we can also use the range, and we can use so on in it. These are the tuples, so I'm just skipping this because it's not that much important, and we have seen some of them in list when we can use them same. And next thing, we're going on sets. Sets are used to store multiple items in a single variable. It's same as this, but sets is a collection which is unordered, unchanged, un and unindexing, and no duplicates are allowed, and have the true. And here here in sets, there no duplicates are allowed, but in this data type, like 1 and true, they are both same in sets. So no duplicates are allowed. We shouldn't keep same data like 1 and true and besides to each other or in the same data. So we can also use lengthen functions, and we can, so it doesn't have any shows for it. So let's create a set. So quickly, I have created two row sets in it. One is with full of strings and another is full of uh, s- sorry, one is full of with numbers and another is full of strings where we can see print with number numbers, and if we just print it, so we can see these are the cells where in as compared to others like list and tuples, in sets we can't use indexing like 0 and minus, any type of indexing, because they are not unordered and unchanged. It is one of the useful because we can even like there are no duplicates allowed, so